Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
Who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And it's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts, CLR. I'm Bruce Rivers, board-certified criminal defense lawyer. And what that means is I've gone through 2 exams. I've had 4 lawyers, 4 judges, 4 prosecutors vouch for my credentials. I had to give a writing sample and an interview. And so it's one level above to just show that you're committed to the area. You can be certified in a number of different areas, but criminal defense is and trial work is where I'm certified. So anyway, the reason what we're doing here today, we're going to be reacting to Foolio's Beatbox remix, and this has been a special request by Kasturi, one of our Instagram followers. Thank you. And here's the other thing. We have this Patreon going, and I want you guys to know that what we're doing with the Patreon money is we're getting people out of jail on low bail. This last week, we got a guy who was served a complaint, went to the wrong address. He got a warrant, and so the $1,000 bail. So we put up $150 to pay for his bail, and so you paid like basically 10% for the bond. And so he was able to avoid getting arrested. He got a court date now, and so that's what we're doing with that Patreon account. So if you are watching this, make sure you subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and sign up for Patreon, because we're doing some damn good work with that money. It doesn't go to me. It goes to helping other people out in the community. So let's get into this. This is Foolio's Beatbox.
Rollo. Damn, this shit exclusive. Raw. 6.
You know what it is when you hear my voice. Know this shit gonna be disrespectful.
You know this shit's gonna be disrespectful. And then you hear the rat-tat-tat at the beginning. So we already know it's gonna be murderous.
Dissing in them songs, knock this man's off. Say he's smoking, baby, I'll knock a fan off.
Say he's smoking, baby, I'll knock a fan off. And what he's referencing there is, Young and Ace and that crowd, even if it's a fan saying something disrespectful, that, he'll take care of it.
I start the car, you know I like to run down. That's that funky chopper sound.
That funky chopper sound. I like that rhythm a little bit, don't you?
On 6 blocks, heard he crashed out, rolling dead up. He caught a headshot. Big boss gone, we got him scared now. He was dissing in them songs, what he saying now? AR with the 50 round, knock his dread off.
50 round, knock his dread off. He was dissing in them songs when he was saying now, AR with the 50 round, knocking his dread off. 50K on your head, let that bag talk. So, think about this, honestly. If any of this, it really is like they're kind of talking to each other through their songs. And if anything, my whole theme, obviously, stop self-snitching. And when they sit there and they kind of relive their history, and it looks like they're reliving, or they're starting to foretell some future, is this really art, or is it art imitating life?
Get on your head, let that bad talk. I'ma walk him down, ain't no standoff. No. Niggas playing hard, but he really soft. Prosper got shot, Tate got shot.
Notice how there are any guns in this video, which is a good thing for Foolio. You don't want the guns in the video, just for obvious reasons. But fella's playing hard, but he really soft. And it's just basically saying that he's all talk and no action. Or another way to put it is all hat and no cattle.
Desi got dropped, damn. Nate got popped, damn. Leaky got shot, what the hell? Fast face, hot, okay. Corbin got kidnapped, they found his bones, he was right. Where's Corbin? Me too.
Where's Corbin? See, he's going through all these ops, and Corbin was a 17-year-old kid, went to school one day, never came home. And then they found his remains in a bag, kind of like Casey Anthony's daughter, in a sense. But this is some really, really cold stuff.
The boss, they knocked his ass off. John act the fool till they walked his ass down. 5 in the ground. Curtis felt him round. Corbin got kidnapped, lost, got his ass found. Ride with an old stick with my new bitch. Caught.
So he goes through what, about like 5 or 7 guys there that, and remember what we said about Jacksonville? Over 50 unsolved homicides. These guys really need to figure something else out, because it won't be long before they're one of them. And then all of a sudden they blow up on the charts. Because why? Because they can't make any more music.
Rapper at the mall, beat him real quick. Turn the lights on, we just hit the kill switch. Know the real you, know you a real bitch. Riding in the scat pack, cool down, black. Then fuck the art thought, niche ass, real fat. This ain't no.
Just fucked an op thought, and then she asked real fat. Well, an op thought is a thought, that hole over there. And she's got, a fat ass.
Real fat, this ain't no regular weed dead, niggas, this real bad, nigga. And Lil Man and Jamar, that's some real rag.
So that was Foolio, Beatbox. Now, I don't know if you've seen his most recent deal where and we'll probably react to that one too, where he's actually does a video from what looks to be a jail cell. It really is just dancing on the head of a pin. You're playing with life. You're playing with this. And we did a reaction a while back to Foolio's claim that he was shot, a bunch of times. Then he's sitting in a car with a firearm. Hanging around this element, and they're making money off this element. That's their, their bling. This is their shtick. But is it short-lived? It might be, and we've seen it with FBG Doc and with King Von and all the guys that we've talked about recently. Draco. To what end? Let it stop somewhere. Let it stop. The dissing and the opposition. It's like they don't have a market without it. It seems like that's what they think. But these guys are talented. They could do anything they wanted to do. If they all of a sudden decided to change directions, and here's the thing: if they did it, they'd probably break out because they would be so different from what everybody else is doing. So these are just a couple of my thoughts. I love what I do, and I love the criminal element. That's why I do what I do, because I love being in court. I love arguing cases. I love the legal challenge. And now, the best cases are the ones where we're not arguing about the facts. We're arguing about what the facts mean. So this is a diss track, and it was one of the initial reactions to Who I Smoke. It's been out there for a little while, but I do like some things about it. What I don't like about it is that it just perpetuates this gang warfare. And so if you're out there and you have some way to change this stuff, and everybody's got a little bit of something they can do to start changing the violence that's going on in your community, and it's happening everywhere. New York, Chicago, Jacksonville, Dallas, Houston, Detroit. It's happening everywhere. LA. And we see that with the rappers falling. Look at Draco. They didn't even shoot him. They killed him, with a sharp instrument of some kind. So, there's more to life than holding your enemies to account. Live to fight another day. So this is Bruce Rivers, Criminal Lawyer Reacts. I appreciate all of our subscribers. If you're thinking about subscribe and get on Patreon. you know, you're on Patreon 3 months. Let us know about it, and we'll give you a free hat. Otherwise, you can go on Shopify and buy one. We're going to have more merch coming up, so keep on the lookout for that. And so subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and sign up for Patreon, because we are doing some good work there. We'll see you next time here on Criminal Lawyer Reacts.